Hi, welcome back. It's part 2 of my campaign update, and this is the end part 2. I'm not going to have part 3 because I did the State of the Union in the last address, so this is State of the World. And the world is having pollution trouble. And I think we really need to talk about this. So I just saw a video that there are a certain amount of DDT, which is a chemical used in killing weeds and bugs in the US, and there are tons of these barrels of it off the coast of California. And this is the problem. So we have corporations who have in the past and even currently who disregard their obligation to the public and think they're above the law. And they just dump their trash everywhere. Also the fracking people. They produce a lot of fracking waste and they just leave it or dump it wherever. I also saw about a week ago, the train derailment that happened like 2 years ago in Ohio. There's still waste from that train wreck all over that area. I think it's called East Palestine and in Ohio, and this is just irresponsible men in charge of corporations who are too greedy to give up money to clean up. Let's just call it what it is. It's not women. Women aren't doing this. It's men. It's greedy men who think that they are above the law. And as long as law enforcement only focuses on the little guy and they don't go after the white collar corporations, we will see this continue. And we can write regulations, but they're not going to follow it anyways, so that's a big waste of time anyways. What we need to do is we need to hold them accountable. That's where it really is. So, yeah, and we need to make better quality humans that respect the land and the people that live there. And we need to clean it up. So these corporations who are doing these things need to be fined heavily, and the people who made the decisions need to go to jail. There's no way around it. And there's no excuse for it. We need our oceans. They are the biggest oxygen producer on the planet. We need oxygen to survive. And if we keep polluting it, I mean, there are accidents that do happen, like the earthquake in Japan some years ago, where nuclear waste got into the ocean. Some things we cannot change, but we don't have to help it along by throwing barrels into the ocean filled with contaminants that are cancer-causing and deadly for humans and wildlife. So, regulations aren't going to help. And again, that's what the main body of Congress is about, doing regulations, and they don't help. We need to make humans understand they have to take care of the planet. Period. Period. Some rules have to be followed, or you pay the consequence. So, part of our government, so in the preamble it says, common defense. And so, when we have corporations taking advantage of the United States in this way, in a greedy way, where they're out for corporate profits, it's not healthy. And it's time to call the military in and get them to stop this illegal behavior. Yeah, that's it. It's time to hold the corporations accountable for the bad things that they do, and not just the little drug dealer on the corner. I know it's easy to catch the drug dealer. I know it's harder to catch the white-collar crime, but we got to do it. It's enough. And I'm sorry to say, but it's not usually women and mothers doing these things. So men, I need you to work with yourself. You need to work on the men and the quality of men coming up. Because you're not listening to the women. So you need to take care of it. And it's not just in the USA. This is going on all over the planet, everywhere. Now, a couple of things that I can say that I've noticed, two small things about dealing with less pollution in the world, is to use like cleaning supplies that are more eco-friendly. I know that they don't clean as good and make everything shine as nicely as you'd like, but they do the job. So we need to maybe think about moving to a different understanding of what is acceptable chemicals to use for cleaning and what is not. How clean does everything have to be? And unless we're in a hospital, technically it doesn't have to be as clean as what I think a lot of people are doing. And part of the reason why so many people have allergies today is because they were born into a home that used a lot of chemicals to clean, and they were never exposed to germs. So then when they get them later, their body freaks out and doesn't know what to do with them. So we need to also move to families living closer to the environment so that their children are exposed to pollens and things in the air, and then they don't have these allergies. Allergies are on the rise, and it's because we're cleaning too much. And cleaning too much puts pollution into the waters. And by putting pollution into the waters, we pollute ourselves and our children. And this is not just, like I said, in the US, it's all over. So we need to start using eco-friendly products, cleaning a little less. Not everything has to be so clean and perfect. And as far as using water, a lot of you seem to think that you're very eco-friendly, but if you flush a toilet every time you go there and do something, you're wasting a lot of water. You're wasting up to 5 gallons of water with each flush. So again, there are different ways. You don't have to flush every time, and you'll save a lot of water that way. Then using less harsh chemicals is another way. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of things we can do. I'm not the only one who knows about this, but we're wasting our efforts if we use harsh chemicals to clean, and then it goes into the water that needs to be cleaned. How dirty is your house really? Think about it. Okay, so, and that goes for the world. This is about the world. And I think we need to work with nature. And that's not what we're doing. Yeah. So, what else can I say? I think that's about it. Or actually, recently I also was listening to some interviews with Elon Musk and other people about electronic cars. And so currently, we don't need electronic cars everywhere on the planet. But if you go to the moon or Mars, yes, you need electronic cars. But here, doing hybrid is what we need. Because then, as you drive, you charge the battery. And then the battery and gasoline are used in a certain percentage to keep the car going forward. And that's the best combination, because I don't think we're really ready to go away from gas and benzene or whatever you want to call it. And I think that cars are producing as much, or certain cars are not producing as much pollution, like a Prius, as others. So I think we need to come up with good hybrid solutions for changing Ford and Chevys and other vehicles into hybrids, especially the trucks, so that they still have the same strength that they have and, power that they have, but they're cleaner and they use less gasoline. And it's possible. There are ways to add a battery and connect it, and then we would have a new, healthier, cleaner environment, because we'll be burning less fuel. And you'll save money out of your own pocket because you'll be using less gasoline. And the vehicle might even be quieter, which is less noise pollution. So it's a win-win for everything. So I'm going to ask all the scientists out there to come up with some good conversion units that can be added to Ford trucks, Chevy trucks, and buses. The U.S. School buses need to be upgraded to, at the minimum, hybrid. And I think this is the future for right now, for the next 20 years. Going all electric isn't, I don't know if it's really what we need. Although maybe, if we can work better with solar, that would be something. But, charging batteries and then working from the battery energy it's great. It works. We don't have to sometimes so soon reinvent the wheel. And so, I asked the scientists to, let's get some good hybrid conversion units out there, and let's start converting some of these vehicles. Yeah. Okay. So, State of the World is done. It's about pollution. There's a lot we can do. Maybe if you have other ideas, put them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this page. And I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, a presidential candidate from the 2024 presidential election, and most likely for the 2028 presidential election. Also, my website is susan4usa.com. That's Susan, the number 4, usa.com. So have a look and let me know if you have any ideas. And I'll see you on Sunday, and then I won't be doing these Wednesdays anymore, unless I have to. Okay, thank you for stopping by. I wish you a good day, wherever you are. Bye for now.